Hi there. The Lore of the Traditions Kickstarter is going on right now through Onyx Path Publishing, and as I am the developer of Lore of the Traditions for Mage 20th Anniversary Edition, uh, I thought I would come on here and talk about it real quick. There's 9 days left in the Kickstarter. There's 9 traditions, so I'm going to do a super quick rundown on one each day. Today is the Akashiana, an Eastern tradition that believes in reincarnation, the soul sort of ever moving forward toward the ideal of ascension, and they do definitely work with some martial arts as their paradigm, as their foci for their magic. If you want to learn more about them, you can head over to Kickstarter and back Lore of the Traditions. If you back it for $5, you can get a copy of the advanced manuscript, and you can read about the Akashiana, or you can ask the writer who handled that chapter, Hiromi Koda, who I will tag in this description. So hope to see you there at the Kickstarter. Thanks so much. Hey there, Travis Legg here, the developer for Lore of the Traditions for Mage The Ascension 20th Anniversary Edition. There's 9 traditions. Each day we're covering a different tradition while the last 9 days of the Lore of Traditions Kickstarter is going. This is day 2, so there's just 8 days left. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Celestial Chorus. The Celestial Chorus is a group of mages who believe in all of reality being sort of governed by the one, the many faces of the one. It's sort of a monotheistic religious take on magic. And if that sounds like it's up your alley, I highly recommend heading over to Kickstarter, to the Lore of the Traditions Kickstarter. Go ahead and back it. If you back it for as low as $5, you get early access to the manuscript, and you can read all about the Celestial Chorus there. Hope to see you over on Kickstarter, and thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow for another tradition. Hey everybody, Travis Legg here, the developer for Mage 20th Anniversary Edition, Lore of the Traditions, which is currently on Kickstarter. Doing a profile of one of the 9 traditions each day. Today is the Cult of Ecstasy. The Cult of Ecstasy is a tradition that does their magic through ecstatic practice. So, Tantra, drugs, dance, anything that can bring about an ecstatic state. And there's a faction right now that's very much trying to sort of get away from the sex, drugs, and rock and roll imagery, focus more on the ecstasy side. And there are some that are trying to embrace that sex, drugs, and rock and roll imagery. And there's sort of a bit of a struggle between those going on right now. So if you head over to Lore of the Traditions, back it for $5 on Kickstarter, you can read all about the Cult of Ecstasy. I'll see you tomorrow with another tradition. 9 days, 9 traditions for the Lore of the Traditions Kickstarter. Today's tradition is the Euthanatos, also known as the Chakravanti. Forgive me if I've mutilated that pronunciation. They are a tradition that, like the Akashiana, believes in reincarnation and in the wheel. However, the Euthanatos believe that it's their duty to maintain the wheel, ensure it keeps spinning, and ensure that people are rejoining the cycle of the wheel at the appropriate time. Many of them use what is known as the good death in order to ensure this. So they do have a bit of a reputation as death mages, and they have a long-standing history with the Akashiana of conflict over several incarnations. So if you want to learn more about them, head over to Kickstarter, back the Lore of the Traditions Kickstarter for Mage 20th Anniversary Edition for $5 or more, and you can get access to that manuscript. Hi there, this is day 5 of 9 days, 9 traditions to support the Lore of the Traditions Kickstarter for Mage the Ascension 20th Anniversary Edition. Today we're going to talk about the Dream Speakers, or the Kavadi. The Dream Speakers are a collection of animistic traditions drawn from around the globe, focused on indigenous cultures. During the Grand Convocation, when the traditions were formed, the Dream Speakers kind of got a bit of a raw deal from the European mages. And if you want to read about kind of how their history is played out and how that has manifested itself over time and how that manifests itself now in their culture through their eyes, head over to Kickstarter, back Lore of the Traditions. If you back it for as little as $5, you can get access to the preview manuscripts and you can read more about the Dream Speakers. Hope to see you over on Kickstarter. Thank you so much. Hi there. It's day 6 of 9 Days, 9 Traditions to support the Lore of the Traditions Kickstarter for Mage The Ascension 20th Anniversary Edition. Today I want to talk to you about the Order of Hermes. The Order of Hermes is a group of mages who effectively are like your standard fantasy wizards. They use alchemical formulae, they use hermetic magic, they use Enochian to speak with angels, things like that along their foci. They are a long-standing tradition and were one of the groups responsible for bringing together the traditions when the Council of Nine was formed, and they have over a dozen houses with various sort of different practices that come together to form the Order of Hermes as one large body. If you'd like to learn more about them, you can go ahead and give just as little as $5 over at the Kickstarter and get instant access to the manuscript and read all about the Order of Hermes. Hope to see you there. Hey everybody, 9 Days, 9 Traditions. This is day 7, the Society of Ether. So the Society of Ether is a tradition that is relatively new. They have existed in one form or another for a very, very long time, but through most of their history were a part of the Technocratic Union. And then during the sort of reconstruction or reorganization that took place during the Victorian era, lots of shifting took place, and the Society of Ether left, joined the traditions. They practice inspired science. They are your sort of sci-fi techno mages, and if you want to learn more about them, head over to the Lore of the Traditions Kickstarter and back it for as little as $5. You can get early access to the manuscript and learn all about the Society of Ether. Hope to see you there. Hello, it is day 8 of 9 Days, 9 Traditions for the Lore of the Traditions Kickstarter. Today we are going to talk about the Verbena. The Verbena are a tradition of mages that focus on the old ways. So your witchcraft-based traditions, your druidic traditions, things like that. And sort of European folk magic, if you will. And the Verbena are a long-standing tradition. Their leadership were among the ones who first attended the convocation to pull the traditions together. And yeah, you can learn more about them up at the Lore of the Traditions Kickstarter. If you donate for as little as $5, you can get access to the manuscript. And we are less than 48 hours from the end of this thing. So head over to Kickstarter, look for Lore of the Traditions for Mage The Ascension 20th Anniversary Edition, and hope to see you over there. Thank you so much. Hi, it is day 9 of 9 Days, 9 Traditions, and today I would like to talk to you about the Virtual Adepts. The Virtual Adepts were part of the technocracy, much like the Society of Ether, and they left right around the time that Virtual Adept Alan Turing discovered or projected his consciousness into virtual reality, into the digital web. And a lot of their magic has historically been associated with the digital web as well as with computing. And in Lore of the Traditions, it really looks into computation as their paradigm as opposed to computers. It's a really interesting take on them. And if you go over to the Lore of the Traditions Kickstarter and you back it for as little as $5, you can get access to the manuscript. But we're in the last day of the campaign, so you might want to up those pledges so you can get the full book. Hope to see you over on Kickstarter.